Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Panther Stadium. Third game of the season. The Derby Panthers will be hosting the Hutchinson Salthawks. Not too long ago, we remember a game in Hutchinson last year in the rain where the Panthers basically had everything their way, Terry. A 62-0 victory, which we haven't seen on the Derby scoreboard in a long time.
Well, Derby, Coach Young and his staff is not the kind of staff that tries to run the score up. Although they do score some high scores, it's because they want to give the varsity some playing time. And a lot of times early in the third quarter, they've got second and third teams in to keep the score down. Panthers having a big week this week. This is the with the upset last week of Lawrence High School. The Panthers moved up to the #1 ranking in the Wichita Eagle poll of 6A and overall. And this is the first time in the history of the Panthers that they've been ranked #1.
Right, Terry. I'm sure that's very exciting for the team, the community, and the coaches. I know the coaches try to downplay it. I think the players take that ranking in stride and try to focus more on just taking care of business at hand and playing one game at a time, because they know it's a long road to get back to that state championship game. And it really doesn't make any difference what your ranking is now. It's what it is the end of the year. Last week we saw Tyson Malik come back to the lineup and just have an outstanding game. 230-plus yards on 22 carries. And certainly the Derby line improved drastically. Some tremendous blocking and just an all-out good effort by the team last week against Newton.
Well, they did put a great game together, and I'm sure that's one of the things that the coaching staff was looking for from game to game is how much did we improve over last week. And talking to the coaches after the game last week, they saw a tremendous amount of improvement with the squad overall, and felt real good about the number of penalties and mistakes that they'd cut down on, and felt real good about the ball game. They quite frankly were expecting a little tougher ball game last week from Newton. Newton was picked by many coaches to be in the top 3 in the Arch Valley, and they've started off 0-2 now, so they've got a tough road to come back on now.
I'm sure the Panthers, even though they beat the Salthawks last year 62-0, the coaches have told them not to take this game lightly, because sometimes a score like that can go against you too and leave some unpleasant memories on the opposition side. So I think the players are up for the game. I don't believe there's any injuries to the Panthers except for Klisch.
Devin Klisch is out. He missed the first game with the injury and came back and played in the last ball game, and he's injured again with cerebral bruise this week, so I'm not sure how long he's going to be out for. The stats today for the Panthers in the passing department: Barry Gelbreth is 16 out of 32 with 1 interception for 331 yards and 3 touchdowns. Receiving, Corey Gorley is leading the Panthers with 6 catches for 171 yards. Tyler Malik has 3 catches for 41 yards, and Jared Foster 2 catches for 50 yards. Rushing for the Panthers, Tyson Malik has 22 carries for 237 yards and 4 touchdowns. Shelby Weirman has 15 carries for 148 yards and 1 touchdown. Jared Foster has 20 carries for 125 yards and 1 touchdown.
Just about set for the kickoff. Chris DeVore is going to do the kicking. He had an outstanding game last week, just about burying every kick he had in the end zone. 22, Nathan Reese, the tailback's back deep to receive for Hutchinson. He'll probably carry the ball about 30 times a game. It's a short kick, going to be fielded on the 25, 30-yard line. A host of tacklers downfield for the Panthers. Good coverage, so very little return on that for Hutchinson. Hutchinson with Reese, 22, the tailback, carrying the ball the majority of the time.
They are a running ball team. They do pass a little bit, but their passing game is not real strong, so they basically rely on their rushing offense.
It's a straight handoff to Reese on the right side. Flag goes down immediately, so it's probably a little holding or face masking. I'm not sure what. No gain.
One of the problems that Hutch has had every time they faced the Panthers in the past has been controlling the line of scrimmage, and again, that will probably be a problem for them with the quickness that the Panthers have on the front line this year. They'll be ready to play, and they have the type of ball team that one or two positive things happen to them, they can get some momentum and really make a difference on how they play the entire ball game.
Hutch splits two receivers right and left, I formation, ball on the 39-yard line of the Salthawks. Hand off to the fullback. He's hit immediately in the backfield for probably a loss on the yards. Ryan Hennehay, ball carrier, and center of that Derby line just made excellent penetration.
Last year, out of that senior class on the line.
Hutch splits two receivers to the left. 2nd and 11. Mayberry drops straight back, throws downfield out in the flat. Incomplete. Is underthrown.
It should have been completed.
Bring up 3rd down and 11 for Hutch. Pitch to Reese around the right side. Gets a little bit of blocking over there. Probably picks up 5 yards on the play before he's run out of bounds on about the 45-yard line. Punt was a low, just about blocked. It'll be picked up by Jared Foster, who falls to his knees just outside the 25, about the 26, 27-yard line. So Panthers will take over 1st and 10 there. Early at the wide receiver, and Josh Riedel at tight end. Foster goes wide left. Gurley's wide right for the Panthers. Herman in motion. Fumble on the play. I believe Hutchinson recovered it. Defense should come in now and test him a little bit. Ball at the 26-yard line of Derby. Pitch back to Reese, trying the left side. He's brought down behind. Josh Riedel penetrated.
Josh Riedel using the quickness that he's shown last year and this year off that defensive line, catches from the back and throws him for a loss.
Right now, through the first series and a half for Hutch, they're probably at a negative yardage, not counting the penalty. An official timeout on the field. Hutch splits two receivers wide to the right. Hand off to the fullback, Hennehay, and he's going to be brought down for more of a loss. Boy, he stopped when he got that handoff. Terry started to backtrack. I don't know what, he must have thought he was going to get around a couple of those defenders.
Well,
Be 3rd and 16 for the Hutchinson. Single setback is Mayberry drops back to pass, throws out to 4 potential Derby receivers. I didn't see a Hutch receiver over there. Way incomplete.
Well, he was hit just as he threw by Aaron Robbins and Ross Graney, and had absolutely no chance to complete the pass.
This is basically their number one ball carrier. They run most of the time, and the passing game isn't that good, and is evidenced so far by the 2 attempts by Mayberry. They're going to go for it on 4th and 16. Mayberry rolls right. He's looking downfield. He's pressured now. Hit, throws deep. Ball is intercepted.
Travis Glazer on the interception.
Travis intercepted on about the 10, brought it out to, I believe, the 15.
Excuse me, Troy Glazer, younger brother of Travis.
Travis playing someplace.
Yeah, he's up in Emporia State.
1st and 10 on their own 25-yard line. Worley comes wide right. Pitch back to Malik. He's got the corner, cuts inside, breaks across the 30 to about the 37 before he's brought down. So about a 7-yard gain for Tyson. Panthers split 2 receivers, high formation. Hand off to Malik, cuts back inside. He's going to be hit right at the line of scrimmage. Might have got a yard on the play. Burley comes wide right. Hand off to Malik, cuts inside, tripped up at the line. I don't believe he got the first down. Be real close.
He's I think from up here looked like he may be short. Good penetration by the Salthawks down lineman.
Especially when their offense hadn't done anything too serious, except on backers.
Panthers are short by about half a yard, half a foot.
Receiver. Appears the Panthers will go for it. Gurley goes wide left, Malik wide right. High formation. Two tight ends in for the Panthers. Pitch back to Malik. Almost lost the handle. Carried about 3 yards, good enough for the first down, but Tyson had a little trouble grabbing that pitch.
Up on the line of scrimmage.
Werman's in motion, counter. Tailback counter, probably pick up 2 yards on the play. Good job of containing the middle.
Well, they're playing basically a 4-3 with 3 linebackers coming with a snap of the ball.
Quick hitter by the fullback. Werman picks up about 3 on the play.
Not reading motion, and they're just stepping up and filling gaps. And pretty soon you step up and fill a gap, and it's the wrong gap, and can lead to a big gainer.
Now it also makes it difficult to cover some of the pass patterns that I'm sure we're going to see shortly. But you're right, the linebackers are moving. They're going forward on the snap. Galbraith's pass complete to Gurley. Barry hit Corey wide open at the 30-yard line with Hutchinson. He drags a couple of Hutchinson players down inside the 20 to the 15 before he's brought down.
There again, I'm sure they've scouted the short down and outs and down and ends that Derby likes to throw, and that's obviously what they were looking for.
Panthers 1st and 10 on the 15 of Hutchinson. And the tailback counter. Malik's stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
The Hawks they're basically covering the wide people with 2 people. They've got corners moved up close, and they've got their safeties out wide to help deep. So Derby should have advantage from end of the line in across the middle.
Pitch to Malik, fumbles the ball, picks it up, cuts back inside, down inside the 10 to the 5, but there's a flag in the backfield. I'm sure there's probably a procedure penalty against the Panthers. Motion. Over 230 yards last week against Newton. I'm sure they know that he's going to carry the ball a few times. Werman, the lone setback for the Panthers. Straight handoff to him. He's hit right at the line of scrimmage again. The linebackers are just not being picked up.
Well, the linebackers obviously have no responsibility as far as dropping back on the play, and they're coming basically on the snap of the ball.
Malik and Gurley are the wide receivers for the Panthers. Tyson Malik is in the slot to the right. Galbraith drops straight back, looks downfield. He's got Gurley open at the 5, complete, down inside the 5. He's going to go out of bounds about the 3 or the 4, so nice read by Barry, good catch by Gurley, and the Panthers have it 1st and goal at the 4.
Got the tight end set.
Bill Ramsey checks in at a tight end, so Derby's got 2 tight ends now with Gurley's wide left. Hand off to Malik inside. He drives down close to the goal line. Going to be about the 2-yard line before he's brought down. Ball looks like it's on about the 2.5 yard line, Terry. Bring up 2nd and goal from there. 2 tight ends again for the Panthers. Malik and Werman are the setbacks. Tyler Malik wide left. Hand off to Malik, cuts inside, spins, breaks 1 tackle, in for the touchdown. Just good run by Tyson.
You know, it's a good run, but there again, Hutch had penetration, and Tyson was hit about 3 yards deep behind the line of scrimmage. That has to be a concern to the coaches, because the yardage that was made on 2nd effort.
Chris DeBoer is going to attempt an extra point. Snap is down. Chris's kick is up, and it's good. Nice Chris's kicking has really improved over the last 2 games. You'll see Chris around for a few years yet. Chris is only a 165-pound sophomore, so he's got a couple years to go after this one, which is good news for the Panthers. Set to kick off for the Panthers. It's a high kick deep, going to be fielded right at the goal line. 42, Bob Garland, the wide receiver, brings the ball back out to about the 19-yard line of Hutchinson. So nice kick by Chris DeVore.
I don't know if the Panthers have uniforms that they can go back and pull some old ones out for the nostalgic use in the ball game or not.
Hand off to Reese. He goes nowhere. In fact, he probably lost 2 yards on the play.
What kind of uniforms Derby wore 75 years ago when they were playing football?
Number 12, Scott Zerger's in at quarterback now for Hutchinson. Zerger drops back, looks out in the flat, completes a pass right over the middle to number 88, Todd Miller, their wide receiver, who they do throw to when they throw, and he caught him in full stride, gets out to across the 40, about the 42-yard line.
Solid quarterback.
One of the scouting report said that when they do throw, they take about a 2-step drop and hit quick slants, and that's exactly what Zerger did on that play. Hit Miller coming out from his wide out spot just on a quick slant. He was wide open. First quarter ends, Panthers up 7-0, so a little bit of a struggle for them here the first half to get the offense on the court, Gary.
Well, the defense has done a pretty good job. The offense just needs to get on track and start controlling the line of scrimmage like they know they can, and make some adjustments to the linebacker stepping up in the gaps.
An excellent start in the season.
They really have, and if there was one aspect of the game that was questioned a little bit at the start of the season, it was the defense and how good they're going to be. And so far, they've shown their capability to step up and play with anybody.
Zerger, the quarterback, takes the pitch, hands off to Hennehay, the fullback. He's hit hard at the line of scrimmage. He might have got a yard on the play. Miller comes wide right. High formation for the Salthawks. Hand off to Reese. He's hitting the backfield for about a yard loss and pushed farther back. So again, center of that Derby line's coming hard, Terry.
Well, Ross Graney wasn't in on the tackle, but his penetration is what caused the confusion in the backfield, and then Dave Russell was able to step up and make the tackle and bring him down for a loss.
Now Russell's coming out of his right linebacker position, or middle linebacker, I guess, and really charging hard on that on those quick hitting plays over the middle. 3rd and 11. Zerger drops back, flicks a pass out in the flat to Reese, and a little screen pass. He's going to get maybe 3 yards, 2 yards on the carry. Well defensed again by the Panthers.
Doesn't have a lot of speed. They're not slow, but they don't have the breakaway speed that Derby's seen the past couple of ball games.
Foster back deep to receive. A low kick again, almost blocked. That's twice now. No height whatsoever. Jared falls on the ball on about the 20-yard line of the Panthers. Get their hands up, and they're going to block one. Derby breaks the huddle. Foster comes wide left for the Panthers. Burley's wide right, I formation. Galbraith drops straight back. Throws out right flat, complete to Galbraith. Barry threw it, didn't he? Corey Gurley made the reception. Excellent catch over his shoulder and over the top of the defender. Good concentration.
Pass is designed to hit the zone right in between those two, and it was excellently thrown football.
I noticed Aaron Severin's on the sideline tonight, not suited up, so he must have been injured a little bit last week. We didn't know about that. Wehrman breaks the fullback trap, and he's loose in the secondary. He's inside the 30, cuts back inside. Excellent cut by Shelby, and he's He'll be brought down from behind when he makes the cut, but just a great run by Shelby Werman. The fullback trap opened up quick, and he was gone.
Well, that's what we were talking about earlier, Ron. When you start stepping those linebackers up with the snap of the ball, pretty soon you're going to guess wrong, and that quick trap is just at the right spot, the right time.
Up goes wide right. Gorley's wide left. Werman and Malik are the setbacks. Hand off to Malik. He's hit right at the line of scrimmage. Again, the center of that line is tough yardage.
Because it's probably going to be that way the rest of the season.
2nd and 9 for the Panthers. Panthers split Gorley and Malik wide right and left. Pitch back to Tyson Malik. Breaks one tackle, makes two tackles, gets down inside the 15-yard line. For Foster checks in. Gorley goes wide right, Foster wide left. Galbraith rolls right, looks downfield, got a man open, hits Josh Riedel at the 5. He's going to go in for the touchdown. Josh just wasn't going to be denied on that play and carried a guy in the end zone with him.
That's a play we saw last year a few times with big Jason Buckingham. And what happens, the teams start concentrating so much on the outside people that the tight end goes unnoticed, and pretty soon he just slips free and back behind the linebackers. And excellent pass.
Galbraith spots it. DeBoer's kick is up. It's good. Panthers 14. Hutchinson 7:31 to go in the first half. So that time, Terry, mostly through the air.
Well, there
rather
again,
than Chip Werman's long run.
You have to make the adjustments and take what the defense is going to give you. And I really look to see the Panthers really start putting the ball in the air and saying, okay, we're going to take to the air if that's what they're going to give us.
Kind of opens that middle up, and Kirby's going to start throwing the ball, make them a little more honest, which will hopefully open up the running game for Malik and Werman a little bit. DeBoer set to kick off for the Panthers. Reese back deep to receive for Hutchinson. It's a high kick. Reese is Garland fields it on about the 10. Returns it to about the 13, 14, 17 before he's brought down.
That was Tyler Malik on that tackle, and it's not unusual to see him down and making the first hit on the special team. He's quarterback, so he does have the experience. There was talk this spring he had applied for an assistant job at Hutch JUCO, and everybody thought that he was going to be leaving Hutch High.
Quick handoff to the fullback, Hennehay. Check that. That's Brian Hendershot, number 25, the new fullback in the game. He's
But yard and a half on the carry.
Hutch sends Garland and Miller wide right. Handoff to tailback Reese, and just excellent penetration on that number 62 for the Panthers.
That's Justin Williams in on the tackle. Justin, one of the juniors, seeing some playing time. There have been some juniors step up and doing a tremendous job. Foster and Glazer both are seeing a lot of time for the Panthers.
3rd and 11 for Hutch. Reese goes in motion. Pass downfield. Oh, it's intercepted by Malik. Tyler Malik picks it off. He's still dragging people with him. He's not going down. Goes inside the 15 before he's finally brought down out of bounds.
Tell you what, Ron, I think this is all the years I've been watching Derby football. I think the secondary this year has probably been more aggressive and done a better job of going to the ball when it's in the air than anything I've seen in the past in record.
Well, that's Tyler's 3rd interception in 3 games. So again, I agree with you. They're playing excellent pass defense. They're playing the ball and not waiting for the receiver to catch it. Panthers split 2 receivers out. Berry drops straight back. There was a timing pass to Corey Gurley, and it's caught over the shoulders for a touchdown. Just an excellent concentration effort by Corey, and 6 points for the Panthers.
There was a flag on the play. It was going to be defensive pass interference. Just a fly down the sideline, and Corey had him beat, and the guy tried to grab Corey, knowing he didn't have any other way to stop him. Excellent pass, and I don't know if they've thrown an incomplete pass yet tonight or not.
I don't know either, Terry. They haven't thrown too many times, but they've all been good key plays and all completions. I think Barry might be hitting 100% so far.
He might be. It's good to see him have a good game. He was I know wasn't real happy with his performance last week, and the rushing game picked the team up. But it's good to see him back on the mark this game.
Barry spots it at the 10. DeVore's kick is good, so 21-0, 5:25 to go. That was a quick turnaround and score. Did bring him down. The coaches, and Barry's 5 for 5 so far, so he hasn't put it up a lot, but they've been key and they've been good passes. And
well, that's obviously the weak spot of the defense, and look for the Panthers to go ahead and continue to attack it.
DeVore hammers another one deep at the 1 yard line, taken by Reese, and they almost looked like he didn't want to get hit on that return. Terry almost stopped when he got close to the Derby defenders.
To the goal line.
Ball's going to be on the 17-yard line of the Salthawks. Mayberry's back in a quarterback, pitches right to Reese on the right side. He does go, hit hard. Foster came up after some initial contact was made, stuck him good, but picked up about maybe 2 yards on the play.
Somebody.
There's not much power in the size in that Hutch backfield. Hennehays 162 pounds, Reese 175. Both quarterbacks are around 150. There's a handoff to Reese, and he's hitting the backfield. He might have got back to the line of scrimmage, but that Panther line is just knocking down anything in front of it right now.
Derby's basically going with first handoff or the first what looks like the first ball carrier.
Hutch sends Miller wide right, Garland wide left. Hutch going to call a timeout, which is probably a wise call. 3rd and 8 for the Hutchinson Salthawks. Play resumes. Hutchinson will have it 3rd and 8. Ball right on the 20-yard line of Hutchinson. Fake. And pass is complete to 87.
Well, that was a nice play on 3rd down. You want to make sure you get enough yards to get 1st and 10. And he ran an excellent pattern. He just cut about 3 yards short.
Goes into punt formation, 4th and 3. I don't have the punter on my roster. It's a good punt. Foster's going to field it on about his 42-yard line. Slips one tackler, slips another, gets across the 50 into Hutch territory at about the 47. Josh Burnett. I'm not sure if he's at center right now. It looked like there was a new center in there, Terry. I'll have to check that. Pitch back to Malik on the left side, cuts inside, breaks one tackle, down inside the 45 to about the 42. 57, Josh Burnett's in at center right now. I didn't see Simpler come out, so.
Josh is a 173-pound senior and does a good job.
See Doug on the sideline. He doesn't seem to have anything wrong with him, so maybe just getting some extra playing time in there. Hand off to Wehrman. Fullback breaks one tackle outside, breaks another. Just an excellent run by Shelby Wehrman. Down inside the 30 to about the 25, 26-yard line of Hutchinson.
I'd also like to get one more score before the half.
Perry drops back, looks downfield. Had Foster open, overthrew him a little bit. I think he might have thought he was going to throw it out in the flat more. Tyler Malik comes in and a wide out to the left. Worley goes wide right. Werman and Tyson Malik, the setbacks. 2nd and 10. Tailback counter to Malik, breaks one tackle, gets inside the 20. Tripped up before he mark it at about the 19. of Hutch, so give him a carry of 6 on the play. Scoreboard before halftime, minute 35 to go in the half. 3rd and 4. Gurley and Foster, the 2 wideouts for the Panthers. Fumble on the play again. I think Barry went after, got it back that time.
Yeah, he did. He turned. It was it's up to be a pitch to Tyson.
4th and going to be about 5 now with that fumble.
As far as the exchange.
Panthers are going to go for it on 4th and 5. DeVore still on the sideline. Split 2 receivers out. Gurley's wide right, Malik wide left, or vice versa. Barry drops back, rolls left, looks downfield. Got Josh Riedel, the tight end, open at the 5. Josh fumbled. And I believe it is recovered by Hutchinson at the 1-yard line.
Well, I'm sure down 21-0 that look for the Salthawks maybe run a quarterback sneak and just get some room to kill the clock.
And that's just what they did, Terry. You called it right. He moves it out about a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9 from the 2. He might run it again.
So the Panthers are going to take time out and try to get in a position where they have to punt down there.
Well, you don't have to worry about the cholesterol factors if they get into a kicking situation.
Well, they've only got
2nd and 9.
They've only got one more timeout, I think, so they can only stop it one more time.
Mayberry keeps it again straight ahead. Actually, he got about 3 yards on the carry. Terry, that's one of their better plays tonight.
Timeout, Derby.
Hawks come out of the huddle, split a receiver wide to the left. 2 tight ends in. Power I. Hand off to the fullback, and he's driven clear back inside the end zone. So he went nowhere, but again, the clock's running and the ball's not spotted yet. So I don't think Hutch is going to have to run a play.
No, they should be in the clock down low enough that they will not have to take another snap.
And about 7.
Well, let's put it this way: if they do, they'd be very foolish.
Yeah, the Panthers have put together a pretty good second quarter after a little sluggish first quarter run, and the offense made some adjustments and took what the Panthers gave them in the passing game, and they at half against the stats from the first half for the Derby Hutch ball game. Derby had 6 first downs, 3 rushing, 3 on passing. Hutch had 2, 1 passing, and 1 on a penalty. Rushing for the Panthers, they had a total of 18 carries for 102 yards. Tyson Malik had 12 carries for 35. Shelby Wertman had 4 for 67, and Barry Galbraith had 2 for no yards gained. For the Salthawks, they had 14 yards. 35 passing. Rushing at 14 carries for a -2 yards. They had 35 yards passing for a net 33 yards total offense for the first half. Passing for the Panthers, Barry Galbraith had 7 attempts, completed 6 for 114 yards and 2 touchdowns. Big receiver in the first half was Corey Gorley with 4 catches and 85 yards. Penalties, the Panthers had 2 for 20 yards, had 3 fumbles and lost 2. The Salthawks had no penalties and no fumbles, so it was not an error-free game for the Panthers, and one of those fumbles late in the half probably cost them a score, but overall the Panthers put a pretty good second quarter together and put some points on the board and made some offensive adjustments and did a good job of getting their passing game in gear.
Well, I think the stats speak for themselves, Terry. Again, 3rd game into the season, and the defense is playing outstanding, holding Hutchinson to a net 36 yards. Offense is struggling a little bit again. Rushing game's having a little bit of trouble, but I'm sure they'll crank it up a notch in the second half, although I'm sure Coach Young is not as interested in putting a lot of stats up on the board in the game as much as he is obviously of winning it and correcting some blocking assignments and just working things out and fortunately having games like this to do that in before they get into some critical contests.
Well, to really emphasize how well the defense played the first half, with total offense of 33 yards for the Salthawks, 27 of those came on a pass play to the tight end. So without that one big play, they had 5 yards total offense for the half, and I don't care who you're playing against, those 5 yards probably came on that last series on quarterback sneaks when the Salthawks were just trying to move the ball away from the goal line. And so the Panthers have done it. The defense has done an excellent job the first half.
You know, I think late in the first half, Terry, the pass play to Riedel down inside the 5, and unfortunately the fumble, but put that back in that reception back in, and the Panthers would have been up 28-0. So a lot of similarities to the score from last week, but rushing game's off a little bit, passing game's up. So that's one of the great values that this program's had through the years. They've had excellent players in key skill positions, and when one rushing didn't work, passing would, and otherwise. Shelby Werman takes the kickoff, cuts back to the center of the field, gets close to the 30-yard line before he's brought down. Panthers will have it 1st and 10 on about their own 34-yard line. Panthers start the second half. Gurley wide right, Malik in the slot to the right, I formation. Pitch back to Tyson. Malik cuts inside across, wide open, and it's going to be a foot race. I don't know that they'll catch him, Terry. First play, Tyson Malik, right side's going to go, oh lordy, about 72 yards. So just a little bit different than last week. He didn't have to break any tackles. Nobody touched him. Big hole on the left side of the line.
That's the first time that he's got the ball all night that there wasn't somebody in his face. As soon as he got it, excellent blocking out front, and excellent run by Tyson. Tyson had 35 yards the first half, so that run there puts him over the 100-yard mark for the game.
Yeah, just a quick pitch to the left, and Tyson was off to the races. I don't think anybody got a hand on it. Spots down, Galbraith puts it. DeVore's kick is up. Panthers good. Panthers 20-28. Third quarter of the second half. This gets confusing. You have to have a mathematical degree.
This would be the first quarter of the second half. That was probably more what everybody expected the first half to see. I think everybody was waiting for Tyson to show some of the running skills he showed last week, and just didn't have an opportunity to break any of them the first half. So those of us that waited the entire half to see that are now can sit back and watch the football game.
DeVore set to kick off for the Panthers. It's a high, deep kick. It'll be fielded at the 5. Reese has the ball, cuts up the middle. Tyler Malik in on the stop. He gets out to about the 25 where he's brought down. Second half at quarterback for the Salthawks. Reese and Hennehay are the setbacks. Reverse that I'm not sure who got the ball, but there was a big loss on the play. And looked like a tight end reverse.
What they were doing and had any more Derby people back there was just excellent penetration by the front line.
Pitch back to Reese. He's trapped in the backfield. Just tremendous pursuit by the right side of that Panther defensive line. Riedel's in there. To push Hutch back to about 25 yards positive rushing offense for the night, Terry. So that doesn't speak well of Hutch, but speaks all the good of the Panther defense. Mayberry drops back, throws down Is that Relander that broke it up?
He was getting a real good rush. Ryan Parshall in putting a lot of pressure on him, and the quarterback had to throw it. I think before he was really ready to unload, he didn't have an opportunity to get set back there.
And another low kick there. I just don't understand how he kicks that ball that low. That ball's not 20 feet off the ground.
Now there again, a lot of pressure by the Panthers.
Panthers break the huddle. Worley comes wide left. Foster's in the slot to the left. Riedel's the tight end. Galbraith drops back, looks downfield, throws for Worley a little short. Also open coming out of the slot.
Jared Foster seeing a lot of time in as a wide receiver tonight after the game he had last week. Of course, with his talent and with Malik moving into the backfield, Jared, of course, started tailback the first ball game, and they had to find a place for him to play because he is an excellent player. And so he's picking up some playing time in a receiver position.
It should be second down.
Will be a second down play.
Galbraith keeps it on quarterback keep, pitches back to Malik. Tyson breaks 1-2 tackles, carries one man down close to the 15-yard line before he stopped. How many yards does he have first half? Galbraith pitches to Wehrman, the fullback, running out of the lone setback spot. He's around the right side, breaks a couple of tackles before he goes out of bounds, I think inside the 10, close to the 5.
It really looked like Shelby was going to be stopped maybe for a loss or at least no gain, and he just flat beat him around the corner. And
walking down the line, pitching to him on the right side. Good enough for a first down.
Normally out of that set we see a pass, and I'm sure that's what their scouting report told them, so they obviously weren't looking for that quick pitch.
Panthers slot left. Pitch back to Malik, cuts back inside, down close to the goal line. He's going to be stopped short. He might have got to the 1.
Better than it did the first half.
He'll spot it at the 2-yard line. It'll be second and goal from there.
It's going to be interesting with Hutchinson up another touchdown.
Panthers break the huddle. Worley's wide left for the Panthers. 2 tight ends in. Hand off to Malik inside. He's should be in for the touchdown. I don't see a signal yet. I guess he's short. Players had their hands up signaling touchdown. They're going to mark it right at the... Now there's a flag, and it's going to be against the Panthers way after the play, so somebody obviously said something that evidently the referee didn't quite like, and that's not the penalty you want to get when you're on the 1-yard line, too.
Well, that's sure not. And I know that's not something that they advocate and that they like to see out of their players.
Third and goal from right at the 15-yard line. Wehrman the lone setback, 2 wideouts with Foster in the slot right. Perry drops straight back, looks downfield, throws. Had Jared Foster in the corner just off his fingertips.
One of a lot of times 2 linebackers going with him, so the yards that he got the first half were hard and well earned.
Chris DeBoer is going to try a field goal from the 21, make it a 31-yard attempt. Kick is up. It's good. I thought it might have been wide left a little bit, but the official came out right underneath it. That's something we haven't seen in a while. I guess the state title game last year, Jason Kemp kicked a field goal after what we thought was a touchdown.
Enough on it. He's got a very strong foot and is capable of kicking them from even further out the net. Looking up front at one of the guard positions, and Jason Reitmeyer at one of the tackle positions. Those guys in there doing an excellent job for the Panthers.
Well, there's something we haven't seen too much this year, if at all. DeVore's kick's going to go out of bounds on the 10.
Spotted out at the 35-yard line, which is better field position than what they've had on any finish. Will start their second offensive series of the half. Salthawks in split I formation. Tough to go in the middle of that line from tackle to tackle. They're not having any success. Mayberry brings up the line of scrimmage. Double split left. Pass is incomplete to Todd Miller. That was the play that the first half that went for 27 yards.
Hutch splits two receivers right and left. Mayberry pitch back to Reese. Reverse to 42, and he's wide open. Derby just didn't read that one, and Malik brings him down from behind when he gets inside the Derby 40, down close to the 35, about the 37, which is, goodness sakes, what a disappointment for the Salthawks. He's going to take that excellent play all the way back, and instead of 1st and 10 at the Panther 37, it's going to be third and about 14, the 32-yard line of Hutchinson. Hutch splits two receivers to the left. High formation, Mayberry the quarterback. Little fullback handoff to Hendershot's in instead of Menahay, and he's stopped. Foster drops back to receive. Again, a low punt. He might have got a piece of that one, Terry. It didn't go anywhere. It's going to roll dead on about the 44-yard line of Derby, but Tyler Malik in on that rush, I don't know that he got a piece of it or not. The ball more than 20 feet off the ground.
Well, it's not because it didn't get a lot of practice.
Panthers break the huddle. Gorman and Malik are the setbacks. Worley goes wide right. Foster's in the slot to the right. Galbraith drops back, rolls right a little bit, looking downfield. Throws complete to Corey Gurley.
12 or 13 on that catch.
Panthers come slot left. Pitch back to Malik on the right side. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's hit in the backfield, gets back to the line of scrimmage. Again, good penetration by that Hutchinson line. Wehrman the lone setback for the Panthers. Galbraith drops straight back, looks downfield's got time, screen pass over the middle to Josh Riedel, the tight end screen almost, and Riedel gets down inside the 30-yard line across the 25 to about the 24. That's another new play with Josh, just stayed at the line, a little delay, and
Oh, there. They fights for whatever yardage he had. That's his third reception tonight. He's having a big night for him.
Panthers slot right, I formation. Hand off to Malik on a little counter left. Carries for about 4 or 5 yards. Gurley wide left, Foster wide right. Little early motion by Shelby Wehrman, the fullback. Barry keeps the ball. He's going to get a first down, but unfortunately, going to have a motion penalty. The Panthers going to bring it back.
Yeah, Shelby just wanted to get that quick step and just started about half a count early in the game.
Tyler Malik comes wide left for the Panthers. Gorley's wide right. Foster in the slot right. Galbraith drops straight back, throws deep. Corey Gurley hits him in the end zone. Excellent timing pattern. Corey just solid concentration all the way down the field. And, got a defender in his face, but brought it in for the 6.
I tell you what, that combination's been paying off good for the Panthers tonight and through the first ball game too. And Corey just runs a fly down the side.
Galbraith will spot it at the 10. It's down. DeVore's kick is up, and it's good. 2:50 to go in the third quarter. Panthers go out in front 38-0.
DeVore set the kickoff for the Panthers.
Big high driving kick sends Reese back to the goal line again. He's going to come straight up the middle. Tyler Malik's right there.
Tyler Malik is one of them leading them, and another one that's always down in the middle is Aaron Robbins. And but they really take a lot of pride in the special team of going in and doing a good job.
Scott Zerger, number 12, in now at quarterback for Hutch. He's going to pitch back to Reese, coming around the right side. He breaks 1 tackle, breaks 2 tackles. Reese is still on his feet. He's got some speed. A good carry by tailback Nathan Reese, number 22. And the pursuit just wasn't there that time. So Hutch splits 2 receivers, right and left, I formation. Left tackle for the Salthawks was just a little aggressive there, and he was halfway in the Derby backfield before the ball was snapped. I believe that'll be 5.
It seems to be the story that the Salthawks have had all evening. A good play followed by another good play instead of a good play followed by a penalty and mistake like they had this evening.
1st and 16, Garland's wide right for Hutch. Handoff to Reese again, right up the middle. Slips a tackle, brought down after a short gain, but
Reese, the ball carrier, hit it.
pass out in the flat, complete to number 32, who hasn't been in the game yet for Hutchinson, Gomez.
Got to open up and go get wherever they can.
98. How many? 98. 98.
What's that?
Reese, the ball carrier, around the right side for Hutch. He picks up the first down. He's getting the corner. Excellent carry. Picked up about 15 yards.
A lot of blockers out in front of the tailback.
Hutch splits 2 receivers right and left. Pitch back to Reese. Reverse coming this way again, and he's wide open. Kirby just didn't pick it up. Again, that's a reverse we saw just a few plays back, and carry's good enough for about 20 yards.
Keep their head up and not pursue down the line too quick. That reverse sets up awful deep in the backfield, so there's an opportunity to read it and react to it.
Left side of the Panther line jumps, or right side jumped a little quick there, so that's going to move it closer. Be 1st and goal now.
Get that goose egg off the scoreboard, and the Panthers coming off a shutout last week, I'm sure would like to get 2 in a row here.
Hand off to the fullback, and he is hit right now by Shelby Werman.
Excellent job by Shelby, just stepping up and filling the gap.
Salthawks send 2 receivers wide to the right, I formation. Pitch back to Reese on the left side. Cuts inside, breaks right through Terry, untouched, touchdown.
Well, he got turned in that side, but he cut him back behind the pursuit, and I'm not sure anybody ever got a hand on him.
A couple of times, but they must have figured something out that in their blocking assignments on some of those, of course, 2 reverses that basically went untouched. High snap way over the head of the holder, and then the kicker still kicking it. It's like soccer now. It's going nowhere. He'll roll dead on the 40-yard line. So that's again, nobody's been able to score an extra point on Derby.
For the Panthers.
And it worked.
Panthers anticipating a onside kick with 10 minutes to go and a 38-6 lead.
And it looks like it will be. And it is, and it's fallen right on by, well, I'm not sure what that was all about. That should be a late hit.
Well,
He is down.
that should be. In high school, when your knee's down, you're down. You don't have to be touched. And I don't understand why there wasn't a flag thrown on that.
I mean, he was down. That player, Hutch player, was 5 yards away before the ref. I mean, I guess not, though. He didn't throw a flag. But Troy Glazier's in at quarterback now for the Panthers, number 11. So we're going to see some substitutions by Coach Young.
Robbins at fullback.
Robbins is in at fullback. Pitch back to Jared Foster at tailback. He breaks a tackle. He's loose down the left side. I don't think they'll catch him, Terry. Inside the 10, down to the 5, and he's going to be written down at the 5-yard line. So there's
Another 45-yard gain for
Jared Foster.
Did an excellent job once he hit the line of scrimmage of going against the flow and cutting against the grain, and nice pickup by Jared.
At fullback, Corey Gurley comes out. 2 tight ends in. Malik goes wide to the left. Werman's in a tailback. Robbins a fullback. Handoff to Robbins. Fumble on the handoff. I think Derby got it back. Just a quick hitter to the fullback, and it was fumbled on the handoff. Out. Gurley's wide left. Panthers in the eye. Robbins and Werman the setbacks. Pitch back to Werman, right side, breaks through the side, never touched. 6 points for Shelby off the right side. Good blocking on the right side.
Excellent blocking on the right side, and also by Aaron Robbins from the fullback position, kicking the end out and making a lane for Shelby.
55 yards for the score.
Well, that's one thing about the Panthers. We talked earlier in the season about this squad may not be as deep as some squads, but they are developing some depth, and some of these kids are getting a good opportunity to get some varsity time.
8:36 to go in the ball game. Panthers up 45-0. Certainly not quite as bad as 45-6. But we don't count that. 2 touchdowns up, and the Panthers ended up with a 62-0 victory. Very lopsided. Certainly no intent to run the score up, but those guys practice hard, and that's what makes that starting offense and defense as good as it is their effort. So right now,
they don't get much of a opportunity playing in front of this bigger crowd. So when they do get a chance, they will make the most out of it.
DeVore's kick is going to carry it way back into the end zone, about 2 yards deep. Reese fields it, so he's not going to be able to bring it out.
Some yardage through the air.
Coach Young's making a lot of substitutions now on defense. The mix up in the backfield. There'll be a loss on the play.
Panthers in the secondary. Also back there is T.J. Smith. Rob Buss back in one of the corner positions.
Hutch comes in the slot left formation, high. Pitch back to Reese, right side. He's not going to get out of the backfield. He's going to be thrown for a loss. There's a flag back there. I'm not sure what it's going to be. It almost have to be clipping or holding. I didn't see anybody up around the helmet on the tackle, so.
Jackson Sobing penetrates to throw the ball carrier for a loss. The Panthers accept the penalty, moves the ball back to about the 7-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd and 23 for the Salthawks.
Zerger, a quick inside handoff to the fullback. Anahay, and he stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Winfield has had their problems early in the season. There's a lot of interest tonight in the crowd of the McPherson Ark City ball game. Everybody thinks that McPherson may have a better ball team than what people anticipated early in the season they would have.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the Panthers coming hard here. Number 23 for Derby, and it's a good kick. And he drops the punt. I believe he got it. No, Hutch has got it. He must have recovered it with his feet because he sure didn't have it with his hands.
It was Rob Buss back to return it, and he just lost the handle on the kick, and Salthawks were in position to take advantage of it. Apparently have awarded the ball to the Panthers, so it will be 1st and 10 for the Panthers on the about the 38-yard line of the Salthawks. Troy Glazer in at quarterback for the Panthers.
Hand off to Robbins, the fullback. He just bowls his way forward down to about the 35. Left. Rob Buss, 23's in the slot to the left. Fumble on the snap. The ball skips loose. Looks like Hutch has recovered. Zerger, the quarterback for Hutch. High formation, 2 wideouts. Pitch back to Reese. Tries to cut back inside, does. Breaks 1 or 2 tackles. He's going to get out to about the 40-yard line before he's brought down. He actually, the play was turned in, but he turned it into about a 5-yard gain.
Salthawks.
Bring up 2nd and long, 5. High pitch to Nathan Reese. He's looking for somebody to throw to, and he isn't going to find him. He's trapped, breaks through. Had him trapped way back, probably 5 yards deep in the backfield, and he gets close to a 1st down. If not,
The receiver's going deep.
First and 10, Hutch, ball about the 46-yard line of Hutchinson. Reese. Zerger throws downfield, ball tipped. Number 17 for Panthers. Hutch still going with its starting lineup. Of course, they'd like to get another touchdown on the board with 4:15 to go in the ball game. Zerger, the quarterback. Zerger drops straight back, and a little draw play to Reese. He's picks up about 4 on the play. He's hit right at the 50-yard line.
He's not playing defense with the 1st team anymore.
Zerger drops back, looks downfield, throws, got a receiver intended for number 42, Garland, but he threw behind him.
Next Thursday.
Pitch back to Reese, right side, gets through. He's loose in the secondary. He's going to have the 1st down. Down inside the 30 to about the 29. No, I'm going to mark it at the 31. Zerger's pass intended for number 88, Todd Miller, out of his wide receiver position, giving all the reserves a chance to play. Corey Gurley comes out of the ball game now. Zerger pitch back to Reese, reverse to Miller, and this time Derby hit him in the backfield, breaks the tackle. He's not going to get back to the line of scrimmage, but they didn't fall for the reverse this time. Hutch goes with trips to the left, one setback. Zerger drops straight back, throws out in the flat to the left, pass intended for Reese, and it's just outside of his fingertips. Well, again, Derby playing a pretty solid ball game. It took a little bit to get the offense on track, but the defense has been solid the whole game for the most part, Terry, and looks like they're going to put win number 3 in the record book. Zerger drops back. He got a lot of time. He's just standing back. Now he's pressured. Comes out of the pocket. He's going to run the ball, but I don't think he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage and hit hard, driven out of bounds. So Panthers will take over with about 1:54 to play. Younger and Robbins the setbacks for the Panthers. Slot right. Glazier handoff to the fullback Robbins. He's hit right at the line of scrimmage, actually a yard deep by inside linebacker for Hutch that just blew through there.
They usually have 9 or 10 guys coming to the ball hard, and that's makes it real difficult for the offensive line to get any type of blocking.
Second and 11 for the Panthers. A little early movement down there on the line. Going to be against the Panthers' procedure. The Derby 27-yard line, 28-yard line.
Third down, 13. Once again, next Friday night, the Panthers will be at Whitfield.
Pitch back on the right side. Number 42, Younger, the ball carrier. And that's the clock's going to run out, so the Panthers are going to go down with victory number 3, 45-6 over the Hutchinson Salthawks.
Do it, you know. They played hard.
The Panthers just completed a 45-6 win over the Salthawks here with Coach Young after the victory. Coach, your comments?
Well, you know, we played well at times. I really got to respect Hutch. Last year they came out and they kind of treated the game as a joke. They just flat out gave up on us last year. I think to start the game we kind of felt like that. I think so. We kind of had that in the back of our minds. I think our players felt maybe they'd do that this year, but I really have to respect them because they come out and they really hit us tonight.
Well, they really did. They played the full football game. It'd be real easy for them to lay down after getting behind 28-0 and 35-0, and they did a good job. A little more balanced attack for the offense tonight.
Well, it was. We took advantage a little bit of what they were doing defensively, which they was playing usually a tight coverage on our wideouts, so we was able to go up top and complete some of the long ones, in particular.
I don't know if we can talk enough about the defense and the job they did. I don't know what the final stats were, but at halftime, Hutch had a total offense of 33 yards, and 27 of those came on one pass play. Defense just doing a tremendous job for you.
Well, yeah, basically all night long. They did have one scoring drive, and we have to give them credit for it. They executed, I think, the reverse real well in that drive and a couple toss plays. But other than that, our defense played outstanding.
We can't let you off without asking about the #1 ranking that the Panthers were given this week with the defeat of Lawrence last week. How have the kids handled that, and how's the coaching staff handled that?
Well, I don't know. I think everybody's handled it pretty well. I think what we've got to realize, though, is it makes everybody hungry. You know, it makes our opponents hungry. You know, Hutch came out, like I said, they come out and really played hard. They come out and really hit us, and everybody's going to want to do that. They're going to want to be the team to beat the number one or play the number one at least very close.
Well, I think one thing we thought Hutch was doing, especially early in the ball game, that was keying off Tyson, whichever way he went. The linebackers were going, but that's you've got to expect that with the type of game he had last week, and I'm sure you're going to see that throughout the rest of the season.
Well, we're an I team. That's pretty normal in an I. I mean, they'll either key the fullback or the tailback, but the fullback ends up taking you to the play 90% of the time anyway. So that's really not anything real different. But I thought the linebackers for Hutch were real aggressive. They hit well.
Again, victory number 3, and excellent job. Next week we go down to Winfield. What do you expect down there?
It's hard to say. We've watched them play on tape when we scouted them against Hutch. Hutch beat Winfield by, I think, 3 touchdowns or so. Traditionally, that's been last 2 or 3 years. It's been our poorest game of the year. For some reason, we just don't seem to play very well down there at Winfield. And our goal is, I hope we want to go down and really play well.
Well, it'd be nice to see if Winfield could find their way to Derby once too. It seems like we go down there every year to play them. But there again, a nice victory tonight, and congratulations, and we'll see you next week at Winfield.
All right, thank you.